Texas A&M San Antonio issues a new campus-wide warning notification, and we bring you all the details about it. As businesses across the city continue to reopen, SeaWorld gets ready to do the same. Find out what their new safety protocols are. And in sports, the San Antonio FC releases their schedule to complete the 2020 season. This information and more in Jaguar Sports. Hi, I'm Alejandro Diaz and welcome to Enlace, ready to bring you the latest from our campus and the San Antonio community. In campus news, Dr. Adrian Sorelli, a professor in the special education program who recently passed away, has left a scholarship behind for students who are majoring in the special education program. The scholarship will award one student $1,000 each year for 10 years to help them attain their degree. His colleague, Teresa Garfield, was able to talk with him about his goal with the scholarship right before he passed away.
He was able to go to UT, but he was always had a hard time with money. So he remembers scholarships that he received. And so he wanted to make sure that the scholarship would go to somebody who would need it.
Texas A&M San Antonio has issued two campus-wide warning notifications this month of June. While both incidents have been resolved since then, President Cynthia Madsen has issued out a statement in hopes of reassuring students of the protocols in place regarding their safety. Students visiting or attending classes on campus are being asked to implement social distancing and wear face masks at all times. Hand sanitizer has been placed all around campus, and rules such as only 2 people in an elevator at once have been set in place. Let's pull together and keep ourselves and our fellow Jaguars safe. And speaking of the campus-wide notifications, on June 24th, A&M San Antonio informed that the threats of violence that targeted both law enforcement and black contractors working on the classroom hall construction project were found at the construction site. Although there was not a direct threat to the campus community at large, campus officials decided to close all university offices for the remainder of the day as a precaution. The university announced there is an ongoing investigation, but work was authorized to resume at the construction site with new security measures in place. When we come back, find out what measures SeaWorld is taking to reopen to the public. The state of Texas scaled back their measures to reopen the state due to a surge in COVID-19 cases. Armando Villarreal spoke to local restaurants about their opinions on the new measures.
During Phase 3 of reopening Texas, the state allowed restaurants to operate at a 75% occupancy on June 12th. In just about 2 weeks, Governor Greg Abbott scaled back on his measures on June 26th.
I feel like that the governor sees the numbers, see what's happening, and he's making the right decisions. So I have to do what the governor says, and I feel that it's okay at this moment to have the changes.
Restaurants may remain open for takeout, curbside, and dine-in service, but back at a 50% occupancy.
Well, at this moment, everybody has a difficult time, but we need to be safe. We need to keep our distance and our masks and try to be safe for the customers and for ourselves. And we have to do what we have to do right now to get everybody well and better.
Governor Greg Abbott made the decision to scale back on his measures due to the state seeing a record numbers of new COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations.
These numbers reveal a very stark reality. COVID-19 is not going away. In fact, it's getting worse.
Juan Torres, a manager at Don Jose's Pollos Asados, says lowering the occupancy affects his restaurant drastically. He says they won't have enough revenue coming in, but he agrees with the governor's decision.
Es un paso que tiene que dar la comunidad para avanzar en esta pandemia, ¿verdad? Para poder salir de eso tenemos que implementar ciertas medidas yo creo que, en mi opinión, es algo bueno. Entonces, como ciudadano, sí apruebo esa decisión que tomó el gobernador.
The governor's new executive order also reclosed bars and establishments whose receipts consist of 51% or more of alcohol sales. I'm Armando Villarreal, Enlace.
Various firework displays and parks in San Antonio will be closed this 4th of July due to COVID-19. Armando Villarreal has more details on what to expect this holiday weekend.
All parks in San Antonio and Bexar County will be closed during the 4th of July weekend, all in effort to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
Makes perfect sense to me to close them down, and we got to do what we got to do to get rid of this virus and go back to normal as soon as possible.
City officials are limiting social gatherings to 10 people and mass gatherings to 100 people, canceling many public fireworks shows.
It's the right thing to do, honestly. Of course, I'd love to celebrate America, but we have a problem where the existence of this virus is a matter of political opinion, and that's pretty stupid, seeing that we're not containing it here in America. So if we have to close down for people to understand, like, that's not what you need to do right now, then so be it.
Mike Johnson, manager of Mr. W Fireworks on Boulevardier and 21, says this year sales have tripled as people are choosing to plan their own firework displays.
We have a good volume going so far early in the season. 80% of the sales will typically come the last 2 days anyway, so I'm just anticipating that it's going to be bigger and better than we have in the past years because the early season has been good.
Johnson says they are taking the necessary precautions and operating carefully during this pandemic.
So we do have the social distancing marked on the floors as people shop around here, but we do have the baskets that's probably pretty close to the 6 foot distance anyways as you stay behind somebody. We have safe as we can get in a shopping environment.
City officials advise people to keep within their household, to celebrate in their own backyards, wear face masks, and to not share food or drinks with others during this Independence Day weekend.
Also, don't shoot fireworks. That's one way that everybody can help our fire department handle this pandemic.
All city parks will be closed to the public starting on July 2nd at 11:59 p.m. until 5 a.m. on July 6th. I'm Armando Villarreal, Enlace.
The historic Market Square in downtown San Antonio reopened on June 3rd with new safety protocols in place and limited hours. Jessica Lann brings us a closer look into this vibrant event.
Market Square in downtown San Antonio recently reopened their doors June 3rd to the public. Face coverings and social distancing are required, and hand sanitizer will be made available. Expect a temperature check when entering any of the buildings.
Local vendors are selling food, drinks, and many handcrafted cultural souvenirs. One shop owner, Ricardo Campuzano, has a message about the reopening.
Well, for everybody out there, I know this crisis has affected everybody's pocket. So we need to keep doing everything the city has said about the mask and all the things that we need to do.
The event itself is free, and you can also purchase different handmade Mexican artifacts, clothing, and art.
Now it's from Wednesday to Sunday, 10 to 4 p.m. So everybody out there, if they need something from Farmers Market Square, that's our schedule, and we would love to see you shopping here.
You can find this event located downtown off of Santa Rosa and West Commerce Streets. And with Enlace, this is Jessica Lann.
The search for Vanessa Guillen, a Fort Hood soldier who has been missing since April, continues. As the story gained national attention, people in San Antonio decided to gather for a peaceful protest asking for justice for Guillen. Armando Villarreal brings us more information, and we warn you, some of the details are gruesome.
Justice! Justice! We're here in front of the Armed Forces Career Center, where people are protesting justice for Vanessa Guillen and Gregory Morales.
We want answers for all this that's happening. Shut down for Hood, justice for Vanessa, supporting 210.
Protesters gathered outside a United States Army recruitment office at San Antonio's north side on July 2nd.
Lo que estamos haciendo ahorita es nos estamos organizando. Vamos a empezar a gritar justice for Vanessa.
Circle of Arms, a local nonprofit organization, organized the protests. Larissa Martinez, founder of Circle of Arms, says this is a Me Too movement happening in the military.
Went through sexual harassment and trauma in the military, so I know that we need to do something to change. Vanessa shouldn't had to have been fearful, and she should have never had that happen to her, especially on base.
Vanessa Guillen was last seen at Fort Hood on April 22nd. According to the affidavit, Guillen was killed by being struck in the head multiple times with a hammer, and family says she was sexually harassed by supervisors before she went missing.
Unfortunately, what happened is going to bring light and hopefully be the voice for a lot of more females in the service and males as well, because I believe it happens to both genders.
Martinez says recruiters need to be more transparent about sexual assault in the military.
Give them the good and the bad, and that sexual assault is a reality, and they should be able to tell that to younger generations so that they can make an informed decision. We just want to see change, and we want to see it start with the recruiters.
Human remains were discovered near the Leon River on June 30th during a search for Guillen. The attorney for Guillen's family says Army investigators have identified the remains as Vanessa Guillen's. I'm Armando Villarreal, Enlace.
As a second wave of coronavirus cases hits San Antonio, the local theme parks, including SeaWorld, have started to open back up to the public. Our reporter, Jessica Lann, found out what that means for their visitors.
SeaWorld San Antonio is one of many local theme parks to reopen their doors to the public since the recent outbreak of COVID-19. Director of Public Relations Chuck Carreau is going to take us on a deeper look at how they're implementing their new safety guidelines to ensure their guest safety within their park.
We're really excited to invite people to come back out to SeaWorld and Aquatica, and in light of what's going on, we've implemented several safety measures. First and foremost, reservations are required to come to either one of our parks. Another safety measure that we've implemented is that everyone need to go through a temperature check. Their temperature needs to read less than 100.4.
While face masks are required throughout most of the park, you can find 17 different relaxation zones where you can sit down, cool off, take off your mask while practicing social distancing. In regards to social distancing on rides, only every other row will be available in the ride cars for seating. Only guests in the same party can share a row.
We'd like the community to know that we are sensitive to these challenging times that we are in, and we have taken safety measures to help people feel comfortable, to coincide with the governor's orders with regards to the capacity, and just to really allow people the opportunity, after being cooped up for a long period of time, to come out and spend a little bit of time with their friends and family and enjoy the things that SeaWorld and Aquatica has to offer.
Guests might come to SeaWorld for the love of animals and rides, but visitor Linda Jones tells us what she enjoyed about her experience.
I think the staff was very well trained, very hospitable, very nice, and very helpful. I love the fact that you had hand sanitizer stations everywhere. It really gave me a good sense of peace of mind.
So if you decide to go to SeaWorld San Antonio this summer, don't forget your face mask, and let's help keep our community safe by following all safety guidelines enforced by local businesses. And with Enlace, this is Jessica Lann.
After the break, the coronavirus strikes the San Antonio Missions and the minor league of baseball. Find out more in Jaguar Sports. Welcome back to Enlace. The Supreme Court ruled against the Donald Trump administration and its plan to immediately dismantle DACA. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, was a program created during the Obama administration that allows non-citizens who arrived to the United States in their childhood to have the opportunity to work, attend school, and grants them protection toward deportation. Close to 700,000 young immigrants benefit from this program. To have a better understanding of what this ruling means, Amanda Barela spoke to an immigration attorney, Jorge de la Fuente.
Hello and welcome. Today we will be discussing the 5-4 Supreme Court ruling for deferred action for childhood arrivals, better known as DACA. Joining us today, we have Jorge de la Fuente, immigration attorney at law. Hi, Jorge, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you for being here. So can you explain to us what DACA means for those of us who are unfamiliar with it?
Definitely. So the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or as many of you might know as DACA, is a United States immigration policy that allows some individuals who are undocumented in the US after they were brought to the country as children to receive a 2-year renewable employment authorization card that allows them to be able to work in the United States. The recipients of DACA are usually young people who have grown up in the US. They identify as American, and most of them only speak English and have no memory or connection with the country where they were from. There are certain requirements that need to be met in order to be granted DACA. Individuals had to have arrived in the US before the age of 16. They had to have been living in the US since June 15, 2007. And DACA applicants have to provide evidence that they were living in the US for the times, which I just mentioned, proof of education, and a confirmation that they have not committed any felonies or significant misdemeanors.
Okay, and what does the recent DACA ruling mean for these dreamers, and what does that mean for them moving forward? Where do we go from here?
Right, so as many of us know, the US Supreme Court ruled that the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, and the Trump administration did not follow the rules when it canceled DACA. So this was a huge win for dreamers who continue to be protected from deportation. However, it's important to note that DHS and the Trump administration can still try to cancel DACA. So it's important to let the viewers know that if you have DACA and it's about to expire, that you renew your employment authorization card and make sure that it stays, that it's still valid. Also, one of the most common questions that we currently get is whether individuals can apply for the first time. The answer is probably. We are still sorting through details, but it looks like people who are eligible and did not apply for the first time will be able to apply now. So it's important to talk to a lawyer who can look over your individual case.
It's great information. Besides that question, what is another most common question you get while practicing immigration law?
Great question. So one of the most common questions I hear is whether an individual should acquire the assistance of an attorney. The answer is yes. So immigration laws are extremely complex and they are always changing. And it's important for anyone going through the immigration process to consult with an experienced immigration attorney who can help you with your case.
Are there any resources that you recommend that can help them or give them guidance on where they should start?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of nonprofits in San Antonio or in the Rio Grande Valley that help low-income families who don't have the resources to go ahead and acquire a private attorney. They offer this assistance at little or no cost. So it's important to go ahead and do some research and try to see which nonprofit could best help you with the immigration process that you might be going through.
Awesome. Thank you for that wonderful information. Well, thank you so much, Jorge, for being here today with us, and you stay safe.
Thank you.
Buenas, bienvenidos a Jaguar Sports. Aquí sigo listo para traerles lo mejor del deporte en esta semana. Pitazo inicial y arrancamos con los estragos que sigue causando el coronavirus en el mundo deportivo. Ahora el turno es para las ligas menores de béisbol que anunciaron que la temporada 2020 será cancelada. El anuncio se dio en un comunicado oficial en el que explican que las ligas mayores no prestarán a los jugadores para sus equipos afiliados en esta temporada. El presidente de los San Antonio Missions, Burl Yarbrough, dijo que eran noticias que esperaban, pero que aún así era un día triste al saber que no habrá béisbol profesional en San Antonio este verano. Sin embargo, también agregó, abro comillas, espero que las cosas mejoren y sé que el día de inauguración del 2021 será muy especial, cierro comillas. Esperemos que así sea. Cambiamos el diamante por la duela de baloncesto para hablar de los San Antonio Spurs, que anunciaron en sus redes sociales que ofrecerán campamentos virtuales de verano para niños y niñas entre 6 y 15 años. Cada campamento durará una semana y se llevarán a cabo entre el 13 y el 30 de julio. Los participantes tendrán la oportunidad de aprender fundamentos de baloncesto y técnicas que se concentrarán en valores positivos y diversión a través de sesiones grabadas. Además, contarán con la presencia de invitados especiales de los Spurs.
The 57th selection in the 1999 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Emmanuel Ginobili from Argentina.
Y bueno, siguiendo con los Spurs, ahí veíamos que en sus redes sociales hicieron un viaje en el baúl de los recuerdos para conmemorar el día en que Manu Ginobili fue fichado por la franquicia con la elección 57 del draft de 1999. El propio Ginobili se unió al recuerdo enviando un mensaje desde su cuenta de Twitter. Creo que tenía razón, encajamos bien todos, dijo el ídolo argentino, que jugó toda su carrera para los hombres de negro y plateado. Hacemos un cambio de frente para hablar del San Antonio FC, y es que con el reinicio del campeonato de la USL, a la vuelta de la esquina, el equipo de la Ciudad del Álamo ha dado a conocer el calendario de juegos para lo que resta de la temporada. El equipo de Allen Mercina estará en el grupo D y tendrá su primer partido cuando visite a los Toros del Valle de Río Grande el 17 de julio y una semana después, el 25 de julio, repetirá ante el mismo equipo en lo que será su primer juego en casa en el Toyota Field. En el grupo D también enfrentarán al FC Tulsa, el OKC Energy FC y el Austin Bolt. Así pues, se jugarán 15 partidos, 7 en casa y 8 de visitante, con todos los partidos de local empezando a las 7:30 p.m. Así que nos veremos pronto acción en el Toyota Field. Bueno, esto ha sido todo en deportes, pero nos vemos la próxima con más de Jaguar Sports. Y al regresar le contamos cuál es la nueva orden que emitió el juez Nelson Wolf para el condado de Béjar. Thank you for staying with us. Bexar County has officially surpassed 10,000 reported COVID cases, and in response, Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf has issued out a new executive order. How is this affecting local businesses? Reporter Jessica Lann has more details.
The city of San Antonio had a live press conference on June 30th via their Facebook to address the recent executive order asking businesses to limit capacity and require face masks.
You've seen us as a community be very proactive. You've seen the Public Health Authority do the equivalent of shouting from every rooftop. At this point, we've got to work together to contain this virus, or we are going to be in some really rough shape this time next week.
As the city attempts to get ahead of the rapidly increasing number of COVID cases, local businesses are struggling to keep their doors open. Machu Picchu restaurant owner Maria Gudiel says they will continue to operate as long as possible.
With this second wave, I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to keep working hard to make our customers happy.
Gudiel also offers up some advice for the community.
That, we have to keep working together, and safety is the priority.
However, not all local businesses being affected are restaurants. Atlantis Discovered, an eclectic boutique off Bandera Road, has been experiencing similar struggles. Business owner Mike Tijerina asked for the community's help.
Atlantis Discovered has been here in San Antonio for about 18 years now. Some of you were here when you were 8 years old, and now you're close to 30. So it's just time to come back and see Atlantis Discovered again before we're gone. So it's up to San Antonio to keep us in business.
Atlantis Discovered is one of many local shops to offer up unique novelties. Tijarina says that if every customer that visited would just spend $5, it could help businesses like his stand a fighting chance.
You know, it's really important right now that people understand that it's so crucial to support small business San Antonio. Otherwise, we won't make it through the coronavirus.
So whether you are supporting a local restaurant or boutique, keep in mind of the change in safety requirements being mandated, and let's help keep each other safe during these trying times. With Enlace, this is Jessica Lann.
With multiple industries being affected by the coronavirus, many businesses are making changes in their operations. Armando Villarreal spoke to a local funeral company on how funerals operate during this pandemic.
These are difficult times for everybody. As COVID-19 cases rise, even the way people bury and celebrate their loved ones has changed. We spoke to Mission Park, a local funeral home, on the new procedures.
Funerals can get crowded, and during this pandemic, funeral homes offer a drive-in funeral service, allowing family and friends to come together to grieve, but still practice social distancing.
We have to adapt and adjust the way we deal with each family a little bit differently. And so this is just another little bit of a challenge for us to work with families to make sure that their loved ones are taken care of in the appropriate way.
If people cannot make the service, they can watch it online, where they can also send a message and virtual hug.
We've brought in video so that we can have live streaming, video streaming. We can actually go online, you can sign the memorial record book online, leave your heartfelt messages to your families online itself. We have grief counseling online, so we're not, exposing people to a whole lot of people.
Tip says Mission Park is helping the community the best way they can.
And at this time, during this coronavirus and COVID-19 outbreak, there's no additional expense and no charge to the family for these additional options that we're offering.
Attendees are asked to honk their horns for 30 seconds after the funeral to show love and support to the family.
Nosotros nos apegamos también a lo que la ley está diciendo, de que cierta cantidad de gente que se puede congregar en las capillas. Entonces, estamos considerando todo eso, ¿verdad? Es por eso que implementamos este servicio de video para que las familias puedan disfrutar de poder estar con sus familias, sentirse todavía parte de todo esto que está pasando, ¿verdad?
It may be hard not to have a traditional funeral for a loved one, but funeral homes are simply adapting to changes, following the new orders from state and local government. I'm Armando Villarreal, Enlace.
Well, that's all we have for you today. From all of us here at Enlace, we want to wish you a happy 4th of July. Please stay safe, stay home if you can, and if you have to go out, please remember to wear your mask. Nos vemos la próxima.